Market, sponsored by Spice Mecca. Let's just talk very briefly this initiative, particularly looking at Jamiatul Qurra, the Center of Excellence, just for the benefit of our listeners, in terms of what Jamiatul Qurra is all about.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Inayat, Jametul Qurra was started by the eminent Sheikh Muhammad Yusuf Buli in 1969. And the organization has grown over the years and Alhamdulillah has produced over 400 Hufad and Hafizat over this period. We have about 500 students at the organization right now. And, during the COVID period, there's some difficulties have been experienced, and they came to me to sponsor this particular event, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I thought, what better to do than to sponsor an organization that teaches the memorization of the Quran, but they've gone a little bit further. They developed a model called the integrated model of Islamic education, where they teach maths and science and everything. And we've done that with aplomb. Many of our students are at university now and, performing in the top centile of all students that we put into UCT, and different universities here in Cape Town.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. And also, Brother Sharif, this comes at a very, very appropriate time. And as you mentioned, Jamiatul Qurra, we're talking about the Noble Quran. And we know with Ramadan coming up, Ramadan being the month of the Noble Quran, and the event that is taking place starting off today, the Ramadaan Warehouse Market, appropriate, Alhamdulillah, in line with the noble month of the of Ramadan, and where we know that many of the Huffaz, Alhamdulillah, will also be reciting the Taraweeh Salah during this month of Ramadan.
Okay, so this event, Inayat, has been sculptured, which is called the Jametul Qurra Ramadaan Warehouse Market, and we've decided to be the backbone of this particular event to ensure that this organization gets sufficient funds, to be sustainable. Alhamdulillah, with mounting expenses and the COVID situation, they've approached us, and this event will take place over this weekend. Starting this afternoon, we open up this market. It will be open tomorrow, so if there's any of the listeners that will be in Cape Town, we please want them to attend today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Let me say that, during the month of Ramadan and before the month of Ramadan, we accelerate our charity. So, if you're not in Cape Town to attend the event, I'm going to give a number at the end of the show where, listeners could support this noble cause. Alhamdulillah, the entrance fee, let me just tell you how it is working. The entrance fee for this particular event is only the cost of a loaf of bread. And we started an initiative called the Bread from the Heart campaign, where we want to distribute 500,000 loaves, inshallah, in the ensuing 2 to 3 months. And we're starting today with kicking off that campaign. I've already, had people phoning me from Canada, donating 100 loaves, then donating 200 loaves. And I would like to see the same thing happen from the listeners in Durban. What we're doing here is that we're making these monies available also to, the whole event is a charitable and a development event. We're having 50 vendors at this particular market, inshallah, and many of them have only paid a minimal fee to be part of this particular event. And that is part of the development that is taking place. But our main focus is to ensure that all proceeds, absolutely all proceeds from this market, the food section, the entrance fee, the trading in the Spice Maker Pavilion, that will all be distributed to organizations, but the main beneficiary this time around will be Jametul Qurra, Alhamdulillah.
Well, Alhamdulillah sounds very, very promising. And, when one looks at initiatives, just a simple initiative, like, for instance, you mentioned the entry fee, buy a bread for 10 Rand. Now, that alone, Brother Sharif, speaks, volumes where, one doesn't need to contribute thousands and thousands of Rands, but, just for a simple 10 Rand donation. And as you mentioned, these donations coming through from countries like Canada as well. And inshallah, with Ramadan coming up, people, Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed this Muslim ummah with generosity. And I'm sure that many of us who are listening to this broadcast right now will take heed of what your request is and the appeal at the same time, inshallah. So, if you could possibly give us that number right towards the end. But as you mentioned, many other vendors will be there. Just looking at some of the activities that are taking place. Now, I know it's starting today at 3 o'clock. And I'm just looking at the poster. It's at 5 Indolent Crescent out in Lansdowne, continuing tomorrow right until 9 p.m. and also on Sunday. What can people visiting this Ramadan Warehouse Market expect?
Well, let me just tell you, we've got a myriad of different stalls from Islamic apparel, to dates, to other kinds of food items that everybody needs for the month of Ramadan. But the key, focus in the spice maker stand would be dates, all these dates from Medina, all these dates from different parts of the world, from Tunisia. We also then, have special kind of authentic packs where we have buber, faluda, the bajja, the quick mixes where you can make very authentically pancakes, cookies, waffles, fritters, and so on. But Alhamdulillah, there's enough food for everybody when everybody comes during the period over the next couple of days. There's enough food, and all the purchases and the necessities for the month of Ramadan, your faluda syrups, all of that will be available at this particular market. Also, very, very important, we have a huge seating area. We'll be COVID compliant. And then there's a huge tent for Salah for both men and women. It's separated, Alhamdulillah. So if they are there during the waqt, inshallah, they'll be able to do the necessary as far as their Salah is concerned.
Well, Alhamdulillah, it sounds like it's very, very promising. It's going to be quite an interesting, a very well attended event, inshallah. And I'm sure it has been marketed right across the entire Cape Town. So this must be quite a highlight on the Cape Town calendar for this weekend, Brother Sharif.
That is absolutely a highlight. Spice Maker produces the Ramadan calendar in an HD format. And we know that calendar is structured in such a way over the three, important facets of the month of Ramadan. The first 10 days being forgiveness, the second 10 days being mercy, and the third 10 days being liberation from the hellfire. So that is all color-coded. And at the flip side of that, alhamdulillah, if you get to the event, you'll get that calendar. There's a whole lot of different, recipes that people can use during the month of Ramadan. Over and above that, the key constructor of recipes and the blends at Spice Maker, her name is Shamila Abbas. She is my wife. She produces a Ramadan booklet, almost a compendium of recipes for this month. That will also be distributed free of charge. But over and above that, she's giving 10 of her books. There's an acclaimed book out there called My Passport by Shamila Abbas. For those that want to have a little bit of expansive menu on their iftar table, that book will be available at 50% of the cost, only for the 3 days. But she's giving 10 of those away to attendees at the particular event, inshallah. That is what will be happening this weekend, inshallah.
Inshallah. And just finally, Brother Sharif, for people.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention there's two other very, very important programs. The pensioners, the elderly, they send in huge numbers to this particular event, alhamdulillah. And we have what we call the pensioners discount parcels. So if you're an elderly person, you come to the Spice Maker Pavilion and they will give you a parcel at a much reduced price, probably less than 50% discount on that particular part. But it's specifically for the pensioners. And over and above that, every year we have about 6 or 8 times during the weekend, we have what we call the Black Hat sale. And, it's really geared to ensure that everybody has something on their iftar table, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. In fact, sounds very, very exciting. Now, just finally, Brother Sharif, anybody wanting to contribute, who do they contact? Have you got a number?
Yes, I've got a number, I've got an email address, and I've got a number. But I just want to say we've got several programs running at Jametul Qurra. We have one program called Sponsor a Hafiz. So in other words, we have 500 learners learning in our institution and several graduate every year, alhamdulillah. Those that do not, complete their hifz at least, they will be able to recite the Quran properly and would have memorized a huge part of the Holy Quran, inshallah. We're also busy with an orphanage at this moment in time. That will be starting construction, so people could, contribute lillah there. And then there's the new wing of the primary school that is also be starting on that construction. We have, in our institution, we have about almost 18,000 square meters that belongs to us. And so we have 4 tracts of land that we've now consolidated, and we want people to contribute to all these programs. The number that you have to contact is Sheikh Ahmad Sears, and his number is 0833651151. I repeat that, 0833651151. The email address is finance@jeq.co.za. JEQ stands for Jametul Qurra. So it's finance@jeq.co.za.
Well, Brother Sharif Abbas, Jazakallah khairan so much for that and for coming on, talking to us in anticipation of this wonderful event that is starting this afternoon, inshallah. We wish you all the best. Allah accept, Allah reward your efforts and everybody else that is involved with yourself at Spice Mecca and also at Jametul Qurra. We wish you a wonderful Ramadan ahead, inshallah, as well, for you, for your loved ones, and for your families. And we ask you to make dua for us and for the Muslim Ummah at large.
Shukran for that, Inayat. And Ramadan Kareem to everybody in Durban and all the listeners, inshallah.
Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sharif Abbas of Spice Mecca, the sponsors of the Ramadaan Warehouse Market, Jametul Qurra, the Center of Excellence in the memorization of the Noble Quran. This is an event that is taking place starting this afternoon at 3 o'clock and proceeding on to Saturday and Sunday at 5 Indolent Crescent out in Lansdowne. So if you are in the Cape Town area, make your way to this Jametul Qurra Ramadan Warehouse Market. The time is just gone. 4 minutes past 10. It's time for me to sign off. Have yourself a wonderful day, a great Jummah ahead, inshallah. Stay inspired, stay energized, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from each and every one of us. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.